Okay, well, I'm recording. And you?
Yeah, I got a bit of this right here. Here we are recording. First time I can say it
Oh,
doing
that
it.
was very easy. Well, that's definitely us in
Mm-hmm.
VR, so not the weirdest thing in the
Yeah.
world. But I'm gonna do a
No.
short little intro, so here we go. 3, 2. Hello, and welcome to a Humber VR interview. We're here in the rec room, joined here with Mike Wise, a CBC anchor by night, and of course, a Humber journalism professor by day. Now, Mike also teaches a journalism class in which his students are teaming up with some developer students over at the campus to build some stories in VR. And of course, Mike, that's what we're here to talk about today. And I'm very curious to know, at what point did you want your students to start building with VR?
It's always been something I've been thinking of, and I teach a course on emerging trends in technology, and that's an area we've talked about in previous years. A lot of stuff is happening in the VR space. A lot of it led on the gaming side. A lot of journalists look at it and look at it as a storytelling technique, storytelling mechanism, still trying to figure out the best way to go about that as well. So it was something I knew I wanted to talk about in the course. The problem for a lot of journalism students is the technical requirements to put together an experience are pretty high as well. At this point in the project, my students put together 5 proposals for virtual tours, everything from tours from an art exhibit, something downtown, a tour of something like that, tour of the Humber Arboretum. And this video game students are right now starting to piece that together in Unity Unreal Engine.
And of course, with VR, I mean, unlike other stories we tell traditionally through audio, text, and video, how does VR kind of fit into the news landscape, and how different is it to tell a story in that medium compared to like our traditional 3?
It's got all sorts of challenges. Certainly we tell stories more with 360-degree video versus VR. It's easier to take cameras out and try to capture this immersive environment. We look at some of the best work that's been done around the world. Clouds over Sidra is one the UN has taken around the world and showed people to what it's to be like in a refugee camp. That one really struck a chord with a number of students. They really enjoyed watching that one as well. That 360-degree camera where you can look everywhere around you all at once can really immerse you in storytelling. It comes with technical challenges. The pacing is slower, things like that. But one of the big challenges 360 storytelling or VR storytelling comes up against is not everybody has these things. Not there's a reason you and I are having an interview in VR, and that's a new thing for both of us. Very few people have the technology. And so any experimenting that's being done by the BBC, by New York Times, even the few pieces CBC has done in VR have been really like kicking the tires, sort of feeling out the space, getting a sense of what's possible there, knowing it's something you want to experiment around with. There's certainly no way to make money on this or to long-term justify it yet, but it's a new space, new opening thing. For journalists, it's look at the space and try to see where might we be able to fit in, what stories could we tell there, and how best can we tell a story? What can we learn about telling a story in this format, and what might work and what might work with the audience and serve the audience out.
So of course, the technology that we have right now, the Oculus Quest, doesn't require any cables or complicated computers, so we're kind of like floating free right now, not literally, but virtually. And since this technology, like you said, is being new to consumers, right? It's only been a couple of months since Oculus made the next step with this headset, and if this becomes more useful, where do you think VR and this kind of technology would go in the next 5 years for what we do?
A lot of it is just going to be consumption. I think the early stage to get onto these things will be like the CNN VR app or the BBC VR app or other sort of apps that share 360 storytelling in that way, because that can fit into existing production techniques. Rendering full-blown VR experiences like the family farm tour that's been done in the U.S. or even the CBC's 100-year anniversary of the Halifax explosion. Those take more time. We'll see what happens, what 2020 holds, depending on sales of these and the number of these goggles, how many of these get under Christmas trees and given away over the Christmas break, to see where it goes from there. 5 years from now, I don't know. One thing when I introduce this topic is I play a video of Mark Zuckerberg a couple of years ago talking about, oh, VR is the future, it's going to be great. And I purposely show a video from several years ago, because you can see it in the students' eyes going, wait a sec, something's not right. He's talking about how 2016 is the year of VR, and 2019, and it hasn't been. 5 years, I don't know. There's a lot of promise with this technology, but at this point, we're feeling the space out.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here in the Rec Room today, Mike, and definitely for my thesis project. We'll be diving into the world of virtual reality in 2019 towards 2020. Hopefully we'll see some changes then, but it was definitely a pleasure. Let's do a handshake in virtual reality. Not the
Okay,
latest thing at all.
there we are.
Definitely.
All right,
Thank you
or
so
high
much.
five.
All right,
Okay.
more high fives. All right, let's do
More?
one more. All right,
All right. One more.
great. Thank you so much for
And I
joining
didn't knock my
us.
window out. That was good.